Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from storyplanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book, Chasing the Scream, a creation by Johann Hari. Chasing the Scream, 2015, offers a captivating portrayal of the initial century of the largely ineffective war on drugs. Hari skillfully combines engaging stories, unexpected data, and strong advocacy to delve into the war on drugs past and advocate for a re-evaluation of addiction, recovery, and drug control. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Johann Hari, an author and journalist, has written for prestigious publications like The New York Times, Los Angeles Times, The Guardian, and The New Republic. He is also known for his book God Save the Queen, a witty analysis of the British monarchy. With 7 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On storyplanet.net. To start, the text discusses the origins of the war on drugs and highlights the lack of victory in this battle. The war on drugs was initiated with good intentions but may have targeted the wrong enemy. The modern trend leans towards legalization and decriminalization of drugs globally. The summarizer discussed the origins of the war on drugs and how current views suggest accepting drugs rather than fighting them. Key points include differing treatments of addicts like Billie Holiday and Judy Garland, the unintended consequences of cracking down on dealers, and the misconception that addiction is solely about drugs. Key idea number 1. The war on drugs originated in America and spread to other countries. The war on drugs began in the early 20th century by the United States to address the anxieties and changes brought by WWI and rapid industrialization. Harry Anslinger was a key figure in promoting global drug prohibition, suspecting communist plots involving drug smuggling, leading to stringent policies established with the backing of the United Nations during the 1950s. Key idea number 2. The war on drugs was initially aimed at marginalizing racial minorities rather than addressing addiction. The war on drugs, often thought to protect addicts, actually began in 1914 in the US, not to prevent addiction, but to suppress racial minorities. Harry Anslinger blamed drug use on black people, reflecting racist beliefs. Discriminatory policies targeted minorities while aiding white addicts. This racism and denial of structural issues fueled public support for the war on drugs. Key idea number 3. The war on drugs inadvertently contributed to the rise of the modern drug-related crime industry. The criminalization of drugs led to the rise of criminal networks controlling their supply, making drug sales very profitable. Extortionate prices pushed addicts to engage in crime to afford drugs, leading to a perception of addicts as desperate criminals. Cheap, controlled drugs before criminalization allowed addicts to function normally, but the war on drugs created a cycle where addicts had to abandon their livelihoods to support their habit. This approach effectively created the enemy it aimed to combat. Key idea number 4. Cracking down on drug dealers can lead to increased violence instead of reducing it. The war on drugs has not led to a decrease in drug-related crime as expected. Unlike other criminal activities, arresting drug dealers does not significantly reduce drug-related crimes. Removing drug dealers creates a void that is quickly filled, leading to a continuous cycle of drug activity. Crackdowns on drug dealing can even escalate violent crime rates, creating a culture of increasingly brutal violence within criminal organizations due to the risks and vulnerabilities involved in drug trafficking. Key idea number 5. Individual susceptibility plays a crucial role in causing addiction, as drugs alone cannot lead to addiction without that factor. The failure of the war on drugs is due to a lack of understanding of its role in perpetuating violence and misconceptions about addiction. Addiction is not solely linked to consistent usage of drugs. Rather, it results from a combination of addictive substances and predisposed individuals, often with a history of childhood trauma or social isolation. Addiction can arise in societies undergoing breakdowns where it serves as a substitute for lost connections. The war on drugs has not been effective, and alternative solutions need to be explored. Key idea number 6. Decriminalizing drug possession can assist addicts in receiving necessary support from governments. Decriminalizing drug possession can help combat addiction by reducing stigma, encouraging honest discussions about drug use, and providing resources for addicts. Examples from Switzerland and Portugal show that decriminalization can lead to supervised injection centers, education on safe practices, and successful integration of recovering addicts into society. Contrary to popular belief, decriminalization can actually reduce drug use, as seen in Portugal's case, where rates of drug injection declined after decriminalization. Key idea number 7. Legalizing drugs boosts tax income and reduces power of criminal groups. Decriminalization of drug use has been a global topic, but the most effective solution is full legalization. By legalizing drugs, governments can better control access and limit sales to minors. Legalization could provide economic benefits through savings on enforcement costs and taxes on drug sales. It would weaken criminal organizations and provide safer options for users. It's crucial to view addiction as a health issue, not a moral failure, and treat those affected with empathy. In conclusion, the war on drugs, ongoing for a century, has not helped reduce drug addiction. Rather, it has worsened violence and chaos related to drug use. It is suggested that a new approach is needed. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.